Hi guys, so I'm going to be taking a break from the lathe today to plumb up the air feed to my garage. In the garage it will just be temporary, but in the shed here is going to be the final thing. I'll just be connecting it into what I previously did a couple of years ago, but I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, let's get on with it. So this is what I did previously. The air feed comes in from there, from the compressor, and it goes up and down, and each drop has got a drain off, so it's got a low point on every line, even up to there. That's just like a brass tap fitting that I bought. This one goes in it. I was just checking which size thread it was, and I actually have a spare one. I have ordered one, but I've got a spare one for the garage. What my plan is to tee off this corner here and just come upwards and then go around, and then we'll be going over to around about where the consumer unit is. Over there is where the pipe is, so we'll sort that out. This is my little toolkit I made up when I was doing my house a couple of years ago. I got that Rotherberg blowtorch thing with 4 bottles online for £100, which was really good. I'm going to be using this, which is you can't see the olive, but it's a full flow stopcock. I've got a T-piece here for over on the water separator, and then just some straight pieces. Got some more there as well, and that's probably all we will need. I've also got the MDMP or MDP, whatever it is, the blue pipe connectors as well in the garage that I need to go and find. But yeah, let's get on with that. So when I put the pipe in, it's this blue one here. If you're wondering why there are angles, it's because of the foundation was sort of in the way and it's hard to get them in. Or it was hard to get them in after. But the blue pipe comes up behind my press here. What my plan is to come up, cross over, and then come up this side of the consumer unit. It's just going to be a bit too tight in the corner there otherwise. I don't actually have any clips for this blue pipe yet, so I'll have to order some, and I'll do that probably off video or off camera. But yeah, I'll bend a 90 degree to go around that this cabinet here, and then it can then go across the back around to that side. So you might be able to see, but what I've done is laid the pipe across the top of this, and it's butted up against the wall there. And just for ease really, I know now that that needs to move over whatever it does to get into this gap, which is, using my broken tape measure I inherited off my dad, it's about 35 centimetres or 350 mil. So what I'll do now is measure from the other end and put the bend that side then, and obviously it needs to be, so this one's 90 degree down, that one needs to be 90 degree out that way. So yeah, we'll mark 350 mil from the end. So from this end to here I've marked 350 mil, and then I've got it laid flat the other side, so I know now that that needs to come up, directly up. So what I did is I used my square and I just eyed it up from the top down and marked in the middle there. So now I know that that needs to be where the bend is. But thinking about it, actually, I need to flip it over and do that, because I won't be able to see that, because that will be resting in the base of there. So I've redone the top line the other way around now. So what happens is, when I put it in this this fixture here, the bending jig thing, I normally, so that 350 mil line there, I normally line it up to the edge of this, maybe just slightly in, and then that gives you the bend radius then from there. So it's been a while since I've done this, but it came out really badly, that bend, so I'm just going to redo the bend, but rather than waste the whole bit of pipe, I'm just going to cut it off here and I'll just put a little join in the corner, which will be fine, and it'll be really clean, and I'll show you how I do that then. So these clips don't step it far enough away. The radius of this would end up being wedged against the wall and trying to pull it out of these pipe clips. I don't like doing it like that. So what I like doing is doing a very slight bend that way and then another bend that way, which levels it out. So that's the plan now. I'll just do a very gentle bend there and then gentle bend out, and then that will square that off then, so that this clears there properly. And then when I clip the blue pipe on next weekend, it will be sorted and it won't be interfering. Right, so you can see that sort of little pair of bends there, one bend there. I always do the one furthest up first, so did that one and then just a counter one last to try and blend it in. And now that alone is sat away sort of what this clip is, so when you then add the clip, it'll be sort of twice the distance. It gives it that way around. When it's level, gives you clearance then. Just sort of showing that I'm spinning it without it being a hindrance, but it gives you clearance then, so that's good. So now I'll clip up the wall and then I'll do the other bend and solder on the other side. So what my plan is right now is to cut literally just as far up as I can, so I don't have to remake this piece here. I'll just cut as far up as I can, unscrew that off of there, and then I'll resolder a piece into there again, and just put the T-piece here. So all of that will need just bringing down very slightly, maybe an inch, but I'll do that now. Or I started popping the clips at least, but I'll get on with it now. So I forgot to press record, but I've got the 90-degree bend at the top here, as you can see. I've marked where I want the first sort of bend to finish and then the second one to sort of start roughly. So I'll place it in the bender in a minute. So it'll bend out that way and down that way, which will line it up with the one at the bottom there. So let's lay it on the floor and do it. So I've done the first bend. I'm probably going to do that just a touch more and then I'll do the second bend. So you can see it clears the plug now. You can't see, it's just off screen, but it does actually line up as well at the bottom now as well. I just need to tweak it very slightly because it's just a little bit crooked. So I'll just tweak it and then that'll all be sorted and I can cut it to size. I don't have it connected yet, I've just got to make this little piece here. There's a couple of bends in it, 2 bends. Oh, that piece, and then yeah, and then connect it up and solder it all together. So what I've done here is I've just screwed that back on there and I've bent this piece up here. I'll cut it to length properly shortly, and I'll take that off. But I've screwed that in because that's how it fitted before, and if I don't do that I could end up with it being maybe half a turn out or something like that. It's quite awkward, so my plan is, now that that's tight, I'll clean this pipe up, make sure that's clean, mark a little line on the pair of these. So excuse the mess because everything's out where it's normally stored, but I'll take my flux here, do the end. I like doing the middle as well. I can see the line here. It's lined up. And now what I do, get my solder. My dad gave me this years ago, or when I got my house. Now you don't need to be too hot with the blowtorch, but set it like that. Right, and that's it. I haven't done this for a couple of years now, but I'll let that dry off for a second, or cool off. You can see it flash over as it's about to dry. I think it's done it. I'll give it a couple more seconds. Yeah, it's done it. Right, so that is now very hot because I reheated it. Now I like cleaning it up while it's still warm. It never wants a lot of solder on them, just a little dab. Even just dabbing it, you can see I left a little mark there, but you can see when it just flows all the way around, and it's really quick how it happens. But I mean, that's all sorted there. And I'll just wipe it over with a normal cloth. And then we've got one soldered joint there. Now once this cools off, it's ready to go back on. So that's the shed done. Got it all clipped up. You can't see I've started putting stuff back. I decided rather than put a join there, I put the stopcock there. That is the isolator for the compressor, so it's all pressurised, there's no leaks other than I haven't turned it on yet. It's all connected up. And then next week I'll get some clips and just clip that to the wall there. But other than that, it looks good. I'll just flush the system out actually because I left it with no caps on either side, even though it was inside, but it's flushed now, so I'll just do the bit in the garage and then it's done. So that pipe is where it comes out in the garage. Obviously I've still got bits to do, but I was hoping to, like about there is a joist, hoping to maybe screw it to there somewhere, so yeah, I can plug things in here rather than keep running stuff backwards and forwards, as I said. So it's only temporary, as I said, but I made up a little like joiner there, got a drain cock on the bottom of it again, just because it's quite a long run underground. So I can drain that off as well. It all works. There's no leaks. I'm very happy. Yeah, my plan is to run a cable tray around the top here and do piping as well, like airlines across throughout the garage, four connection points I think. So yeah, at least I've got something now that I can just connect my airlines to in here rather than running it along the garden. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I know it's only a short one and it's quite a basic one, but if you enjoyed it, hit the like button maybe and subscribe and all that as usual, if you're not already, of course. I'm really pleased with the outcome of today. It was kind of a spontaneous thing. Hopefully I can get this video out tonight, but yeah, maybe on the next one I might get back on with the lathe, but I'll see how it goes because I kind of not fed up with it, but I don't want to do anything more on it for the time being. So it's been nice to have a little break of it today. But anyway, thanks for watching.